Carly, where we talk about life as I live it here in Mexico with fibromyalgia. And now I have started a new bread business. On the shelf behind me, you can see one loaf in a bag, and you can see other loaves wrapped up in napkins. I baked them last evening, and today I have to cut them to get ready to sell. I do have those ordered on order, I mean. So, anyhow, my life has gotten really busy, and I've had all kinds of excuses of why not to film this video or another video. I just filmed one a little bit ago, but the battery of my phone got too low, and I can't get CapCut to work yet on my computer. So, I have to learn how to stitch videos together so that I can continue. I don't have to shoot it all in one go, but that's a little bit down the road. And so now okay, I had a message on my screen that's saying that something wasn't working. I hope it filmed. Anyhow, life with Harley. It's a very interesting life. Never boring, but not one probably anybody else would want to live. Oh, you'd probably like some of the stuff that I do. You'd enjoy some aspects of it, but then there's others you go like, no thanks, I'd like my own troubles. And I think that that's one of the things that as we look at other people's lives, we have to remember they're not showing everything, and everybody has struggles. Just because we don't see them, we don't really know what they are. And usually when we look at somebody else's life, I think the conclusion we come to is I'd rather deal with my own troubles. I see other people's families and what they're going through. Um, and while mine are not easy, somehow they don't seem quite as bad as what they could be. But either way, no matter what we're dealing with, whether it be health, whether it be kids in trouble, or raising little kids, or marriage issues, or financial, or just whatever it is that we have to deal with in life, it could be a stressful job and stuff. But the point is that each one of us can receive the grace that we need to go through our life. We don't get the grace to live somebody else's life. And that's something I read, oh goodness, probably back in the early 2000s. And it made such a difference for me to understand that. The story was that there were some moms talking, and one of them had a child with Down syndrome. And she had a lot of trouble to get pregnant, and so it meant that she got pregnant later in life, and so that probably influenced um, the child having Down syndrome. And when she said that when her child was born, she felt like she had boarded an airplane with a ticket to Hawaii and ended up in some place like Siberia or something, just nowhere she planned to go or wanted to go. But over time, as she raised her child and her love for the child grew, and she saw what this child could give to her and to others, what the way that this child embraced life and loved life, she realized even in Siberia, there's beautiful things. And she was telling this other mom this story, and she said, God gave me the grace to raise my child with Down syndrome, and you don't have that grace, because a mom had said, I don't think I could ever do that. And she said, no, because you weren't called to it. And so God doesn't give us the grace for things that we're not called to get through. So as I look at my difficulties and everything, I just remember, but God gives me the grace that I need to live my life and to get through it. So lately I've been going through some personal issues and been doing a lot of thinking. And one of the tools that has helped me tremendously um, is actually journaling. It's something that they have done lots of studies on how it helps. And there's all kinds of evidence of it. But for me, the most important evidence is my own experience. It took me a long time to understand what journaling was. and how to use it as a tool for myself. And I'm no expert, not at all. I've only had my own experience so far, and I haven't been doing it that long, maybe a year or something, or going on a year, I don't know. Um, but I realized that before I was trying to keep a diary, as in write down everything that happened. And that didn't help at all. There was no benefit. On the contrary, I always felt guilty because, oh, I didn't get to it. And so now I have 2 days to write about, and that's too much time. And then it's 3 days, and then it's 5 days, and then it's been a month. And I can't possibly remember everything that happened. And I don't keep notes. I know some people keep daily notes about what's going on. And I just felt that I was trying to record my life, kind of like a court reporter, transcribing everything. And that just wasn't helpful at all. The recording what happened, it wasn't really helping to keep my memories or to add anything. Now, there's some things that it's really nice to write down what happened. But with journaling as a tool, what I found is I need to focus more on what am I thinking and feeling, and using it as a way to explore, a way to slow down my thoughts, slow down my life a little, to actually look at what's going on inside. And sometimes, I'm a little too frazzled and, too much is going on in my mind, and I don't even know right away. I just know that I realized something's bugging me. I'm upset about something. And so, what I've started to do is to pick out something that's obvious to me that I know that happened, and only make a reference of it, just enough words so that I know later when I'm reading it, oh, I was thinking about that. But I'm not documenting the incident. I'm not documenting the conversation or the argument or the event. All I'm doing is making a reference, and then I start to write, what am I thinking and feeling about that? And it takes a little bit sometimes to tease that out. Sometimes I just have to keep writing a little bit, a few sentences to get going, and the questions that pop into my mind, write them down, and then consider the question. Maybe it'll be something like, why am I so upset that when she said such and such? Uh, what is bugging me so much about this incident? And then as I write about that, I start to see myself more and more, and I start to see uh, the deeper levels. And then can come some more questions of, well, what's in my power to do about this, or what's out of my hands? How do I feel about that? And each question and answer, as I journal and just write about these thoughts and explore the ideas, they often get to a point where I kind of have distilled down what's going on and what I need. And that is the point where I often find that I'm ready to pray about it. Because before that, I'm just, it's all crying, oh, help me, God, I feel so awful. We do a lot of that. And it's really not that helpful because we're not teasing out, not figuring out exactly what is going on. And so, um, I found a lot of release in this, a lot of release, a lot of relief. Um, when I pray about it, I can actually pray a more constructive prayer of something that I realize, okay, this is what I need to let go of. This is what I need to forgive, or this is what I need somebody else to forgive me for, or ask for forgiveness rather, because I can't ever control whether they do or don't forgive me. And that's precisely one of the big things is figuring out, okay, well, what is in my control and what isn't? That serenity prayer is really vital, but it takes practice to figure out what is within our realm of influence. What can we do about things, and where are we best served by simply accepting, okay, this is the situation, this is how the person is right now, or this is, you know, what I'm dealing with. Um, whether it be debt or it be an injury or chronic illness or tension in a relationship where it's just going to take a lot of time to work out all the issues. You can't change overnight. You can make a decision in a moment, but change takes a lot of time. Change, and all we can actually change is ourselves. We can invite others in the journey, but that's something that I'm learning to put into practice, and it is not all that easy. So, I mentioned that I've been putting off making videos, and one of the reasons is, oh, my hair is a mess. Oh, I don't have the right clothes on. Oh, the background behind me isn't right, the lighting. But I think if I really think about it, it's life with Arlie. It's real life. It's not the Instagram worthy. It's not the curated, although it kind of is. I mean, I did choose an angle for the camera, right? And, um, I did pull my hair back a little. Um, and yet, I think that what a lot of us are looking for is living real life. And somebody else that's out there doing that, somebody else that's out there saying, hey, my life is hard too. I have struggles, and this is one thing that's helping me. And so I hope that that little thing about journaling can be helpful to somebody. Maybe you've wanted to do journaling and didn't know how. But anyhow, going back to Life with Arlie, you see these spots here? Well, this morning I was scrolling on my phone in my bed, had the cat beside me. Well, I didn't have her there. She chose to be there. And my we have at the top of the stairs a bifold door that we made for canine control so that we can keep the dogs from going upstairs whenever they feel like it. And so my daughter goes up to let the dogs out on the terrace. And well, as is their custom, they first dash around the other side of the railing of the stairwell and run into my room looking for the cat. Well, they found the cat, and the cat found an escape route across my face. I was not a happy camper. Well, but so instead of waiting until, oh, I've got this mark on my face, I can't film with that, I gotta take a deep breath and say, you know what, this is life with Arlie. And things happen. It's not pretty all the time. It's not all, worked out and everything. But it's good. It's good to share. And it's good to have people that are interested in watching. And I hope that somehow this blesses you. And since I don't have an actual plan of what else I'm going to say, I'm going to leave it here and wish you a wonderful day. And give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and help me reach more people and establish this new channel. Thank you very much. God bless you.